Hey, welcome to the Crafty Music Tips YouTube channel, and this is Hecky the dog, otherwise formerly known as Hector, and we've got Andy Seymour here, and we're going to be talking about the song Suspicious Minds. We're going to talk about Sing It Live. We're going to talk about Andy, the man with a dog.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby.
Thank you for your time, Andy.
Mate, thank you. Fabo, nice to hang with you, mate.
Well, so I guess we have a bit of a history with Sing It Live where we knew each other because of Sing It Live.
Yeah.
Because you're one of Darren's mates and I met him quite a lot later than you did. But the story is that because of Sing It Live, Andy had seen me do a song with Darren, the first one actually, Pump It Up, I think it was. And then
fabulous.
And then so you said to Darren, hey, I need a guitarist for an upcoming gig. So Andy and I have been very fortunate to be able to play quite a few gigs, and we've done a total of 2 songs together. This is the second one for Sing It Live.
In the studio, yeah. Crazy. We've done how many?
But we've done more.
Gigs,
we've
live
done
gigs.
Quite a few gigs.
Lots and lots of them now.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. So,
He's
we're going
a good man on stage, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he is an even better man. So,
stop it.
Well, anyway, so with the fact that we are here talking about Singing Live and everything like that, just in case that there's people watching that aren't so familiar with Andy Seymour,
right,
and who the man is with his dog, who is the man in regards to the man and his music?
I'll keep this really short because otherwise I'll put you to sleep. I started playing drums professionally at 12. I started doing paid gigs at 12.
12.
When I was 12, I looked 16. I've always been a big strapping lad. And so that worked to my advantage from the point of view of, I'm playing in pubs and clubs at 12.
Mm.
I am a full-time musician / singer / entertainer. I've been a musician all my life, but as full-time, I make a living from it and have done for 25, 30 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'm 50.
You're right. Yeah. I run a seniors choir, and one of the ladies there, we're talking about birthdays because we all sang happy birthday for one of the nice ladies in the choir.
Right.
And one of the other ladies said, I stopped having birthdays.
Yeah, I like it.
So I don't know what age she is, either without the birthdays or with the birthdays. Fantastic. But either way, she's stopped having them.
Why can't you see?
In regards to Sing It Live,
yes.
How was it that you met Darren back in the day and just getting involved?
I met Darren in the 80s. He was new to town. I was established, in my hometown and doing the circuit. I was in my 20s.
Mm.
This new guy comes to town. I sort of went, all right, let's see what this guy's got. And I just stood going, I have to get to know this guy. I was so impressed with his voice. Darren's a great singer. He's a great producer.
You're amazing, dude.
Met him back then, 87 or something. We've been kind of friends ever since. Over the years, he's been involved in many different studios, and wherever he works is where I go to record jobs, or he gets me in to record. When he started doing Sing It Live, he said, do you want to be in? I answered before the end of the sentence.
Never said no to a woman before. I've said yes, but I've never said no.
We work with great players, we sing great songs, and it's a lot of fun. And it's the talented musicians that I get to work with that keeps me coming back because they're, wow.
And so it's usually a time of day that musos aren't necessarily awake yet, and it's usually in a space where, with that many people on a stage, you'd never get a stage that size to squeeze that many people. I mean, maybe you would, but usually, you've got more space, and usually you've got more time in the day to wake up and so forth. So how do you find the day of a recording for Sing It Live? What's your process, and how are you meandering around that small space?
When we all get there, usually everyone's there by 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. This is probably stuff people don't quite realise when they watch these clips, we're all there, pretty early. We set up, we get some levels, and bang, we're into it. And there's rarely any more than 4 or 5 takes. I mean, seriously, everybody shows up totally focused. I don't know whether people think we're there for 12 hours and done 28 takes. It's just not the case. Everybody has to show up sort of going like, wow, I've got to get this together. So there's that intense energy of making sure we all nail our part, so we're not letting each other down and like, now we need to do another take. Really? It's interesting. Every now and then I'll read some of the comments from people that write, that guy's a big cheese ball. He should be singing the Love Boat theme. He should be doing cruise ships. Man, I'm in a no-win. If I stand there and don't move and just stand and sing, and people go, that guy's boring. If I do what I do, I'm Mr. Cheeseball. I can't win. I am what I am. I am what I am.
You just as God made me.
And so in the room, do you find that you would be conducting yourself slightly or largely differently compared to a stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we've got no room. It's funny, I watch you, okay? You're great to watch, okay? So, there's Crafty at the back or next to the singer, right? And he turns and he does this strut. But it goes for about 12 inches because he goes like, that's enough. And I'll turn around and go back. Hey, I'm back, right? Right, we're all like this. So anything I do has to come down to facial expressions. And I know some of them are, man, you don't think I know what I'm doing. Like, man, I'm cheesing it up. I'm hamming it up. We're having fun, back off.
And you and I, because we've talked about this before, we have a very similar outlook for music and entertainment in that if we get the privilege to be in the position to give people a show, whether it's recorded on video or live, that's what we're doing, aren't we?
Yeah. People would much rather see somebody that's a bit animated and having fun than just, I don't get, look, the Ramones got away with it for years. They just stand there. They do their thing. Machine gun the song, one after the other, bang, bang, bang.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's cool. It worked for them, but that's not me, And I believe, and you believe, in entertainment factor, giving people something to look at, have a bit of a giggle. Life's too short to take all this stuff seriously. Man, I've been doing this all my life, and looking back on it, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing and having a bit of fun and being called a giant ball of cheese, or I should be singing the Love Boat theme. Isn't that better than standing with a sullen face, like this? Man, no.
I agree that the life's too short. And so it's interesting. I don't know if you're the same as me, but I think the reason why that we're sitting here is because when I was in primary school, I was outside playing as you do as a kid, and I came inside to grab a drink or something, and there happened to be a guy performing a song on TV.
Right.
And then so I immediately stopped and I was drawn to the TV screen instead of going out being a kid and playing outside again. And that guy was Elvis.
Fantastic.
And it was a thing, it just sort of took over me. And then so from there, I was sort of hooked, really. And my grandma appreciated hearing from my parents, oh, he likes Elvis. Oh, because then she had something that she could buy me for Christmas or birthdays. And so I got a few vinyls and some tapes, and I'd listen to them and then watch some of the movies. And so that's my story. You're the one singing Suspicious Minds in this video.
Yes.
What's your story with finding Elvis?
I was born and raised for the first 12 or 13 years of my life, travelling around regional Australia, country Australia, with my dad, who was an itinerant preacher. So all I ever saw was country town halls. Man, big tents set up in the middle of fields and pastures with there's a Sunday morning or a Sunday night or a Saturday night service, and you can hear them, out there. So, brought up in this musical environment of all of that. We were driving along one time in the middle of nowhere, and I turned on the crackly AM radio. This is in the late 60s when I was a itty-bitty kid, and this song comes on. I said, I know, we sing that song in Sunday school. Dad goes, that's Elvis, because it was an Elvis gospel song.
Right.
I can't tell you what the song was, but I wanted to know who Elvis was. I thought, that's a strange name for a start. So then, of course, I started equating these Saturday afternoon movies on TV. I'm going, that's the Elvis guy that I've heard on the radio. And how could you not be fascinated looking at Elvis? Think about Elvis in the 50s. You've got singers standing on the Tonight Show, you know, going, "A white sport coat," right? And then you've got Elvis throwing himself around and, you know, he's having enormous pelvic disruptions and all sorts of things. The guy's just astonishing to look at. And so as a kid, I'd be like, what the... Of course, loved his music, and the passion was born.
Yeah.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds. And we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds.
And so the song "Suspicious Minds"
Yes.
that we did together. Tell us about choosing that and how you reckon it came out.
Okay. Look, I'm a huge Elvis fan. I am. I love his stuff. I love all his body of work from the 50s through, you know, there's some questionable movie soundtrack songs. Even Elvis himself said in an interview once he'd hit an all-time low when he had to sing "Old MacDonald Had a Farm." You know, one of his, "Old MacDonald had a farm." That's right, man. Wow, Elvis, really? Anyway. But that American Studio Sessions album he did in I think it started in the late 60s and it was all ready to go and released in the early 70s. And you've got "Suspicious Minds," "In the Ghetto," "Kentucky Rain." Those songs are just, they draw you in. They've got a story to tell. And that's what I'm fascinated about, is songs with a story and songs that create images in your mind and pictures in your mind. So I've always loved him. And I wanted to do an Elvis song. By design, we went out of our way to not emulate or imitate Elvis in any way. I just wanted to do the song. So it's got a slightly different feel. It's got a sort of a little bit of hint of disco going on. There's, you know, we've got Damien laying down a funky bass and between you and Jan playing guitars and, you know, Mario's doing this disco thing. And, man, I just wanted to sing the song. And there's going to be people that go, "Doesn't even sound like Elvis." Really? No kidding.
Yeah,
it's not meant to. It's just a great song. How could, you know, wow.
Yeah.
So, had to do it. Just had to do it.
This show ain't no good.
And so do you reckon we could get some more Elvis maybe in the future?
Oh, man, I got a couple of fantastic Elvis songs I would love to sing. I want to do a little bit of a fresh remake, if you like, whilst being absolutely respectful to Elvis's version. I would love to do something with Edge of Reality, because seriously, there's Motown in there. It's a Motown Elvis song. I'd love to do something with that, with some horns
And if you think about us in a Sing It Live studio environment, we are on the edge of reality ourselves.
Yeah, that's deep. That's incredibly deep. I'm almost drowning. That's so deep. Yeah.
All that I love to find, I'll dry the tears from your eyes, yeah. Don't let a good thing die, 'cause you know, honey, I'll never lie.
Hey, Hector. Come here.
This is Hector, the studio dog. We love Hector.
Here we go. Can you help me ask Andy this question? Andy, out of the Sing It Live songs that you've sang,
Yes.
what's the first one that comes to mind that's been your favourite?
Okay, I love the old school stuff. Can't help it. It's what influenced me as a boy on Country Town radio. So I loved singing the Tom Jones song we did, okay? And again, just like we haven't tried to emulate Elvis, we've done our own thing. I did try to just do our own version of Kiss. And, you know, for those that actually get it, we played Prince's music bed, but Tom Jones's vocal approach. Yeah, so cool. there's a mix of two.
Kind of like a mashup between the artists.
And I love it. I love Suspicious Minds because how could you not love Elvis? Man, he did some great songs. Anyone that goes, Elvis is crap, that's just ignorance.
No, you're being ignorant.
You know, there's something for everybody in Elvis. So I like the old school stuff. I loved the Christmas songs we did. We had a ball doing those. I love this Elvis thing, and I'm hoping we do more.
Yeah, excellent.
Elvis. I hope we do more old school stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do Wichita Lineman, Darren.
So, all right. Well, thanks, Andy.
Mate,
and
thank you so much.
And thank you, Hector.
Me and Hecky loved it. This is Hector, the studio dog. I know I told you that, but I get emails from people, what is he? He's actually a Jack Russell and a Chihuahua.
And Jack Wawa.
He's a he's a Jackawawa. We rescued him from a farm. He was 4 months old, and the life he was leading was utterly horrendous. I won't tell you how he was living because it's really not good. He was in a cage this big. We rescued him, and he's the most beautiful dog. How did we get onto that?
Oh, he's sitting there. Andy, before we finish up, do you have anything to plug? You've got a really cool YouTube channel as well where people could go along and watch some cool stuff.
I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm guilty of not topping it up regularly with songs. That's about to change. It's not easy getting musicians to come and play for you. Everybody's so busy now.
I love how people say they're too busy. Too busy.
I've got a little YouTube channel. I'm proud to be associated with Darren and all the players and people that work with him. There's just more of everything coming. Hang with us, stick with us, and all of us really appreciate your, support and the fact that you tune in every week and comment, and we love it. So thank you. And mate, thanks for this cool little interview.
No, thank you, and thank Hector. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the Sing It Live channel. We thank Darren for having us, I guess. You know what you were saying, Darren's on a real winner because we're all rocking up at his place to be able to do this stuff. So good on you, Daz.
I go for the coffee and cupcakes, but and then apparently I sing, but anyway.
And thank you very much for watching. So we'll see you in another video here on the Crafty Music Tips channel really soon. So Hector, say bye. Bye.
Cheers, everybody.